fantasy football fans, to the first ever Justice League Fantasy Football Podcast with your host, none other than myself, Mr. Badass Tanvir, and we also got our co-host here.
I've got less titles. My name is Kevin.
Well, Kevin, I don't know about you, but I'm pretty excited for Fantasy Football 2019. Only 2 weeks away from our draft, and I'm really excited.
I would imagine you win about half the time somehow.
Well, I don't know. It's just something about me, Kevin, that just irradiates winning. And the show really isn't about me. It's really about the league itself. And I'm pretty excited this year, Kevin. We had our expansion this year to 12 teams, which I think adds a lot of value to the league. It definitely adds a lot more flavor. And
Did we get London? Is London?
Well, London, unfortunately, was unavailable. We did get Zaber this year.
Burnsville, repping Burnsville, love it.
So Burnsville on the docket, and I think we have, Minneapolis is already covered, but Steve...
Yeah, we got that down pat.
Yeah.
PLS for life.
And we do have a little bit of St. Paul love with Jesse on the line as well.
Oh, Steve is over. We got two St.
Paul. Steve St. Paul. I thought he swithed his name to Minneapolis, so I might
have missed you if he moved to Minneapolis.
Well, regardless...
Sorry, Steve.
Regardless, 12 teams, though. How do you feel about that, Kevin? Yeah.
You know, it's good. It's a little bit more opportunity to meet new people, get to watch them get frustrated with how you win every year. It's great. The more people who are included in the league, it feels like the veneer of Tanvir rubs off, and they see what you truly are.
Well, I don't think it matters, honestly, to me. 14 teams, 12 teams, 20 teams. Mr. Badass always comes out on top. That's just how it is, Kevin. So
before we go into full third-person ranting here, maybe we should go into pre-draft, kind of review what happened last year in the draft, some of the notable gaffes, some misses.
As our first show, I think it's good that we cover that before our draft, which is coming up on the 25th, I believe.
So I was looking at pre-draft rankings of players, and Leonard Fournette. Woof! Yeah. I wonder who drafted him last year. That
was a rough pickup last year. I thought he would do well. His legs proved me wrong.
He's got heart. He's so violent when he runs, but he just gets hurt.
I know,
and he has feet for hands. Why'd you do that? Tell us about why you invest. I think it was like $52.
It could have been more, could have been less. Regardless, I thought it was a great pickup. I did manage to mitigate some of my losses later on the season by trading him, but honestly, it was probably one of my worst draft picks. But
what got you to do it? I just want to get in the head of the champ. Was it the violent runs of the highlight reels, or you thought that Blake Bortles would spread the field? I mean, what did you see?
To be honest with you, I saw a highlight video of him just trucking through people, and I was like, that man needs to be on my team. Unfortunately, it was the wrong highlight video, apparently. I didn't see the other videos where he...
No, he had a beast mode rookie year. He had something going for him.
I get it. But... You know what, let's not concentrate on my mistakes, which there weren't that many, to be honest with you, but let's focus on the draft itself. So for people who haven't done auction drafts before, let's run them through that a little bit, Kevin.
Sure. The great thing about auction drafts is you're not at the mercy of the turn, right? If you really like a player, you can invest as much as you want into them. And by virtue of the auction, you're going to overpay over what the rest of the market says he's worth.
That's 100%. I think Aaron Rodgers would be a good example of that.
Yeah, although I don't know, this year he's probably not worth it. I think that Diva's not going to find his way on my team this year.
Oh, yeah, we'll see. You always say that, but he always seems to end up on your team, so we'll see this year. But the great thing about our league is we do have quite a few Packers fans, so it definitely adds
tremendous.
A lot of...
It's wonderful.
In fact, I think there's...
It's opposite day. I guess I didn't get that memo.
No, but there are two teams with the name Rodgers in our league, so it definitely makes things interesting where Aaron Rodgers goes.
Always overpaid.
Yeah. But this year there does seem to be quite a few quarterbacks who may warrant a higher price than Rodgers. So it'll be interesting to see.
You're talking about Patty Mahomes.
Patty Mahomes, of course, the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, I do know Jesse is a big fan of the Chiefs, so we'll see.
Oh, is he really? That's cool.
So we do have some diversity this year instead of Vikings and Packers only. So it'll be nice to have some other team support.
Oh yes, when we hire for diversity, that's what we mean at work.
It's true. It's true.
Well, I'm excited. I hope Tommy does his wait for Aaron Burr strategy. You know,
it was
It was pretty fun watching him spend $40 on fifth round talent. It was great.
Tommy's strategy was interesting last year. I do realize the value of waiting for players, and that is one of the strategies in auction drafts is to wait till a lot of the teams spend their money. I have your opinions on that, Kim? But
yeah, I felt like he kind of Joe Biden it. You know, he just waited.
Joe Biden, ouch.
This is not a political podcast, but I just made a political joke.
Well,
it might get scrubbed. We'll see.
well, let's try to focus on the football. Going back to drafts, any other notable draft faux pas or mistakes you remember from last year?
Someone spent way too fucking much on Aaron Rodgers, but
Aaron Rodgers again.
It hurts. It hurts. The pocketbook. It hurts.
Now Ben is a huge Green Bay Packers fan. I think he was purposefully driving up the price for you guys. Not necessarily saying he didn't want Aaron Rodgers, but
it's hard to know when a player's got to hang it up. You know.
Yeah.
It's just the sunset on that.
It's true. That's the fun part of auction, though. He's
a one-hit wonder. I'm thinking kind of like Zach.
Ooh.
He got that one championship. We thought we'd see something special. And
yes, the dynasty did not continue. And dare I say the same thing for Keith. Keith.
Oh, yeah. Keith is actually like the Packers because he won when we were only 6 or 8 teams, right?
Yeah, I think it was 6 teams at the inaugural season of Justice League.
That's very Packer. They talk about winning when there was 4 teams. And they refereed. They threw yellow socks. They couldn't afford flags, I think, back then.
Yeah, and
it was like 1870 or something like that.
I know.
But you hang on those laurels, Keith.
Yeah. And you know what? I do remember a season where I won by 0.1 point, and I don't know. I think it was against Keith as well. So, dare I say, the unluckiest franchise in our league?
That's a tough one. Yeah. That's a tough one. What's the least lucky franchise? I do think it's Zach. I think Zach wins the cake on that one.
He's been doing. His team has been doing relatively well past couple seasons, though. I think. His team has made the playoffs for the past several seasons, so I don't know if we can call him the unluckiest.
No, I suppose so. My other draft prediction, I'm excited to see someone auto-draft.
Oh.
And for them to have a team of all wide receivers.
Well, it's interesting. The auto-draft feature for auction, unfortunately, isn't the most optimized. If I were to make a recommendation, I would just put in the time and draft yourself. And even if you don't know too much about this year's players, I think you'll still make a better draft decision than the auto draft would.
It's a pretty small investment when you think about it. It's only going to be 2 hours if people don't take too much time nominating players. And it's a lot of fun. I actually won't be there this year, so I'm a hypocrite. That's what I am.
Biggest news this draft season. The main man Kevin won't be here to draft, so your deputy.
I've always been
vice captain.
I've been vice president.
I apologize.
To the CEO.
I apologize to Ali.
I'm the chief operating officer to Ali's CEO. Any big decision goes through her.
She does get pretty vicious in drafts, so we'll see how this year works.
She will cut a bitch. She'll do what it takes.
To put it politely, yes.
Yes. Yes. Well, I think that probably wraps it up.
I think so too. Yeah, I think we're very excited for this season. We can't wait for the draft in about 2 weeks. So fantasy football fans, say goodbye for now. We'll see you next time.